Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeremy Sadowski, and I'm here to bring you exciting Maricosta Mustang 2019 varsity football. Tonight, the Mustangs take on the Peninsula Panthers in the home opener of the 2019 Bay League season. The Mustangs are looking to rebound after a Bay League opening loss at Palos Verdes. The Peninsula head coach is David Young, and the Panthers are 2-4 on the season, 1-0 on the league. Last week they had an opening Bay League victory versus Lusinger 20-0. The Panthers lost in the opening week of the season to Cypress 28-9, then defeated El Segundo 31-13, and then lost to Culver City 56-20. And then on the road to Muir, they lost 26-8, and then at North Torrance, they lost 28-21. However, the Panthers are 1-0 in league, and the Mustangs are looking to rebound after that big loss versus Palos Verdes last week. Coach Morrow's record versus Peninsula is 15-8-1. However, a majority of those 8 losses to the Panthers occurred when Palos Verdes High School was closed down in the early 90s, and all of the Palos Verdes High School football players were at Peninsula. They were quite a dominating program in the 90s prior to Palos Verdes reopening. Once Palos Verdes reopened, they started to dominate the Bay League, like I mentioned last week, winning 7 straight Bay League titles, and they are on their way for an 8th unless the Mustangs can get some help and win out in the rest of Bay League action. It's good to see the Peninsula Panther program back in action. Of course, a couple seasons ago, the week after the Mustangs defeated Peninsula, the Peninsula Panthers forfeited the rest of their games due to lack of football players. So the Panthers have a big squad here at Waller Stadium tonight, here in the second week of Bay League action, as they look to go undefeated in Bay League action. And the captains are getting ready to meet at midfield for the Panthers' number 9, Jack Haworth, the quarterback. Number 13, Luke Seymour, the tight end. And number 77, Dan Meyerhoff. For the Mustangs, number 63, Hank Dunlap. Number 55, Rashad Lawrence. Number 30, David Bogdanovitz. And number 2, Jackson Fisher. This is a huge game for both teams, as the Mustangs will defer to the second half. The Panthers will receive the opening kickoff, and the Mustangs will defend the west end zone. It's a cool night here at Waller Stadium. Quite a contrast to the hot fall day last week at Palos Verdes. This is definitely football weather here in the South Bay. As the team captains wish each other good luck, we are getting ready to start week 2 of Bay League action, as your 0-1 Bay League Mustangs take on the 1-0 Peninsula Panthers here at the home opener of the 2019 Bay League season. And here come your 2019 Maricosta Mustangs. Last week, the Mustangs had a fast start versus Palos Verdes, and then the Sea Kings came back as Thomas Southey is set to kick off for the Mustangs, driving the Panthers back to his 4-yard line, where that is returned by number 24, Glover, and he'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, where the Panthers will begin their first possession. Haworth under center. He is going to hand the ball off to number 22, Polison. Polison gets about 3 yards on the carry, bringing up a second down situation. Pistol formation, man in motion. Haworth hands it off again to the back, and he's this time taken down in the backfield by number 55, Rashad Lawrence, who's had a tremendous senior season on defense as well as offensive line for the Mustangs. Pistol formation. Haworth back to pass. He's getting forced out of the pocket, throws it to his right and completes it to his big tight end, who looks like will be short of the first down, taken down by a herd of Mustangs led by Richard Kick. Big play by the Mustang defense, holding them on third down, setting up a 4th and short situation here for the Panthers, and they will punt the ball away, and the Mustangs will take over here in the first quarter. It's a high end over ender. It looked like it might have been touched by one of the Mustangs. Richard Kick falls on it to make sure the Mustangs retain possession. It's a tight 4-receiver set. Whitney does a little flip to Fisher, the man in motion, and he gets a good gainer into Panther territory and a Mustang first down. We've seen Jackson Fisher a lot in the Wildcat formation running the ball, as he starts off the game running it from the motion slot. Ball is knocked down by the defensive line. Second down for the Mustangs, as we see Coach Morrow calling the offensive plays once again for the Mustangs. Pistol formation. The handoff is going to go up the middle to Cage Gagan. He gets a nice block by Sam Michael, as the Mustangs are now at about the Panther 45-yard line, 3rd and about 6 yards to go. A tight trips left formation. Whitney's going to roll to his left, throw to his left, and that ball is incomplete. It was intended for kick. Looked like there might have been some contact before the ball got there. However, the officials did not call it. 4th down. Mustangs have come out in an offensive formation all season and then shift to a punt formation, which they do here, as Whitney will kick it off. And that type of strategy has worked well for the Mustangs all season, limiting the amount of returns. So the Panthers will start their second possession with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first, as there is a penalty on the play, and that's going to be a false start versus Peninsula. Coach Ray Lee, of course, calls the defensive plays for the Mustangs. Pistol formation. Haworth is going to throw it to his right, incomplete. Good coverage on the play by the linebacker, number 21, junior Zane Thormasgaard for the Mustangs. Coach Lee is happy with his defensive performance so far. Man in motion. Pistol, it's going to be handed off again to Punsworth, and he's forced outside, and he's going to be taken down by Jaden McDonald, E-I-E-I-O, as McDonald gets a loss on the play for the Mustangs. And Peninsula is at their 2-yard line now. Shotgun formation. Haworth back to pass. He is forced out of the pocket, and he's just going to throw this one away. He almost had a receiver in the area at the last second, but he was just looking to get rid of that ball. Fourth down for the Panthers. As Joseph Rhodes kicks for the Panthers, and that will be returned to about the Panther 43-yard line by number 32, the sophomore Kel Marsh, who has had an incredible season for the Mustangs. Whitney's rolling out, he's throwing right, and he is incomplete, again intended for the sophomore Marsh. Marsh has put up some big stats his sophomore season so far. Little wide receiver screen to the left-hand side is complete to Thomas Southey. Southey with a couple nice moves, and that's one thing we've seen from Thomas all season long is once he catches the ball, he usually makes the first guy miss, and most times the second guy too. You got trips right, shotgun, Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his right, complete it to the inside receiver of that trips group, and that's Jackson Fisher. And Jackson just did not want to go down. Made it to about the 23-yard line of the Panthers, picking up a Mustang first down. Great effort there by the senior, Jackson Fisher. We got a tight 4-receiver set for the Mustangs. Whitney back to pass. He is now going to take it himself around the right end and get out of bounds. Good job by Whitney not to force anything and just take what yardage he could get, setting up a second and short situation. 4 receivers set. There appeared to be some confusion on the play, and I believe it's going to be a false start versus the Mustangs. Coach Morrow calling in the play to Sam Whitney, his junior quarterback. Of course, Coach Morrow was a quarterback himself, playing at Aviation High School and Northridge, back when the Northridge team had a football team. And the pass was completed to Southey and then stripped away and recovered in the end zone by the Panthers. Big turnover there as number 55 and Virenpour recovers it. The senior linebacker jumped on it in the end zone. Pistol formation. The handoff goes to number 22 for the Panthers. Again, that's Ricardo Punsalon, the senior 5'8", 175 running back. Picks up a couple yards on the play, bringing up a second and about 8 situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation, man in motion. Hosworth is going to hand the ball off again, this time to Ryan Glover, the junior running back, 5'8", 155-pound back, giving Punsalon a break there as Coach Ray Lee again calls in his defense. Pistol formation. Hosworth fakes the handoff, throws it to his left, completes it to Brandon Smith, and he is taken down immediately by Jaden McDonald, holding the Panthers again shy of the first down. The ball is going to be downed at the Mustang 42-yard line, where they'll take over possession here with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pistol formation, the handoff goes to the back. That's Carlisle. Picks up a couple yards on the play. Second down and 8 for the Mustangs as the first quarter winds down. Tight wide receiver, 4 receiver set. Whitney going deep down the middle, and he has a man wide open, and into the end zone goes number 32, the sophomore sensation, Cale Marsh. He beat his man by about 10 yards, and He could have walked into the end zone from about the 20. He was so wide open. And the Mustangs are on the board. Let's take another look at this play. As Whitney drops back, he sees the wide open Marsh. There appeared to be some sort of lapse in the Panther secondary. Can't believe you would leave that guy open because he's been torching defenses all season long. Thomas Southey on to attempt the extra point for the Mustangs. It's up high, it's straight, and it is good. So the Mustangs take a 7-0 lead over the Peninsula Panthers with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Southey set to kick off once again for the Mustangs. Again, it's a high end over ender taking about the 3-yard line. This time it's number 7, Smith, on the return for the Panthers. He got up past the 26 to about the 27-yard line. Nice return there for Smith, as the Panthers will take over near the end of the first quarter. 4 receiver set, pistol formation. Hosworth fakes the handoff, and he throws it out to his right, where the receiver is greeted and welcomed to Waller Stadium, and that's Jackson Fisher timing that hit perfectly. Coach Ray Lee has to be happy with the effort he's had from his senior cornerback Jackson Fisher all season long. Pistol formation, movement on the play. Let's see if number 63, Hank Dunlap, was drawn off sides. And the ref is saying that he was just playing offside. So that will give the Panthers 5 yards. As Hosworth hands the ball off again to Punsalan. And he goes up the middle before he's taken down by Weaver. Gained about 4 or 5 yards on that play. And enough yardage for the first down after that penalty on the Mustangs. So the Panthers get their first down of the evening. A tight trips right formation, really tight, almost on the line of scrimmage there. And that's a false start versus the Panthers. Coach Morrow pumping up his guys on the sideline, always instructing, always coaching is Coach Morrow. Again, that tight trips right formation. The handoff goes up the middle. It appeared that there might have been a face mask, but Donovitz was on the tackle. Let's see what the officials are going to call on this play. And indeed, that was a face mask on the play. That will tack on another 15 yards to a nice run there by the Panthers. So the Panthers are now in Mustang territory for the first time. A trips right pistol formation. Hosworth looking to set up a little wide receiver screen, and he's not going to get much yardage. Actually, he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard on the play. That was Smith on the wide receiver screen. Good job by the Mustang defense to another penalty on the play. It appears that the Mustangs might have jumped off sides again. Indeed they have. That's the second offsides penalty against the Mustangs on this drive. Pistol formation. Hosworth is going to hand the ball off to Punsalan. He's going to try to get around the right end, get a couple yards before he's taken down by Jackson Fisher, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. Mustangs lead the Panthers 7-0. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is: what Peninsula Panther football player was a USC football team captain? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School football players group page on Facebook. The first person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. Haworth under center. Trips left. He's going to take it himself, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down. And he does, as the Panthers are now at the Mustang 31-yard line. Haworth under center once again. This time he's going to hand it off to his back, number 24, Ryan Glover. But Glover's not going to get anywhere as the Mustangs throw him down. Rashad Lawrence, Roman Garcia was in on that play, stopping him for no gain. Pistol formation. Handoff goes to Punsalon again. And this time Punsalon is going to be tackled by Jaden McDonald, picking up a couple yards, setting up a 3rd and 7 now for the Panthers. This drive has been aided by a couple offsides calls as Haworth is looking to throw. He's rolling out to his right now, and he has himself a receiver, but his receiver, Seymour, cannot hold on, as the Mustang secondary was able to break that up. 4th down now and 8. Peninsula is going to go for it here early on in the second quarter. Haworth back to pass. He's looking. He's scrambling now, and number 55, Rashad Lawrence, makes a last-ditch effort, diving at the ankles of Haworth, and was able to grab one, getting the sack and getting the turnover on downs for the Mustangs. Mustangs now have a little trickery going here as the handoff goes to Jackson Fisher, and then Jackson throws it and completes it to number 11, Kian Tofigi, and then Kian carries a defender, it looks like about 10 yards on the play, as the Mustangs pull one out of the hat here as they have the man in motion handed off to that man in motion. That's Fisher. He's been running it from that position the last couple of games. He hasn't thrown it, but that time he did, and he found his man Tofigi, and then Tofigi just wouldn't be taken down. And now Whitney finds a wide open Jackson Fisher into the end zone. That's the second wide open touchdown throw that Whitney has completed this game. So Jackson Fisher puts his stamp on this game with a nice pass play to Kian Tofigi, followed by a touchdown reception from Sam Whitney. Let's take another look at this play as Whitney drops back, and then Jackson Fisher gave an outside move, then that inside move, and the defender bought on that first outside move fake, and he was wide open in the end zone as Southie kicks the extra point through, and the Mustangs extend their lead to 14-0 here in the second quarter. Southie on to kick off once again for the Mustangs. That one is high but short, taken about the 16-yard line. And the Panthers will get, that was Glover on the return. He looks like he got to about the 27, where the Panthers will begin this drive. The Mustang defense did a tremendous job after a couple penalties extended the last drive by the Panthers. Great play on 4th down by Lawrence ended that drive as, Paul Salon is breaking free, and Fisher is going to throw him down in the Mustang 15-yard line. Huge gainer for the Panthers. However, there was a holding call against the Panthers, which enabled that huge hold. and that will march them back. So that is a massive penalty against the Panthers. Pistol formation, man in motion. Haworth is going to hand the ball off to Glover this time, and he is taken down by McDonald. McDonald had the ball. He ripped it out before the back was down, but the official is saying that the running back was down. I don't know about that one. That will bring up a second down situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation, Mustangs showing blitz. Luke Weaver does not come on the blitz and drops back, and the pass is completed to number 16, Risotto, for the Panthers. Setting up a third and long situation here for Peninsula, as the Panthers are looking to get some momentum here in the second quarter. Pistol formation. Haworth fakes the handoff. Here comes the rush, and he's going to be swallowed up by the Mustang defense. That was Roman Garcia who forced Haworth to step up in the pocket, but there was no safety there as several Mustang defenders were there to throw him down, including number 3, Luke Weaver. Fourth down and about 13 for the Panthers. And they will punt the ball here, and the Mustangs will take over with good field position as number 32, Cale Marsh, is unable to break free from the coverage. And the Mustangs will start this drive with 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Trips right. Looks like the Mustangs are setting up a little running back screen. Read pretty well by the Panthers defense to break that up. Second down now from the Mustang 40. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it over the middle and to a diving Thomas Southey. Nice catch there by the junior receiver, picking up enough yardage for the Mustang first down. Mustangs again are in Panther territory. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the middle and just off the fingertips of number 32, Cale Marsh. Again, Cale had about 5 yards on the nearest defender, and Whitney just overthrew him. Trips right. Shotgun, Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it again over the middle, and that was a tight window for Whitney to try to hit Southey as he was triple covered on the play. 3rd and 10 Mustangs. 4 receiver set. Whitney's going to roll out to his right, throw to his right. The receiver slipped on the play. That was Cale Marsh. He was trying to make an out cut, but his feet slipped out from under him, and the pass is incomplete, so that will bring up a 4th down punting situation here for the Mustangs. Thomas Southey set to kick, and that is a line drive kick that will bounce and be downed at the Panther 11-yard line. Great job by Thomas Southey punting, and good job by the coverage team getting that ball down within the 20-yard line. The handoff goes to Glover on first down, picks up about 6 on the play. Osworth under center. He's going to hand the ball off once again to Glover, and this time he's going to be stacked up, taken down by Roman Garcia, and that will be enough for the first down. Barely got enough yardage, but he did get enough as the Panthers come out in shotgun formation, and Osworth is going to look to run it himself. He might have gained a few yards on that play before he is taken down by the senior Luke Weaver. So that will bring up about a 2nd and 8 situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Hosworth fakes the handoff this time, and he's going to throw it deep down the left-hand side, incomplete. Great coverage by Carlisle and Fisher on the play. Neither receiver in the area was open. It sort of landed in between them. I'm not sure who that was intended for, but good coverage nonetheless by the Mustang secondary. Shotgun formation. Hosworth back to pass. Here comes the rush again from the Mustangs, and this time he's able to gain some yardage, but he paid the price as number 2, Jackson Fisher, lit him up at the end of that play. But a nice gainer from the Peninsula quarterback, number 9, senior Jack Hosworth. Empty back formation, penalty on the play. Let's see what the call is this time. And again, it's another offsides call versus the Mustangs. Coach Ray Lee is definitely not pleased with those offsides calls the last couple drives that have gone against the Mustangs. Shotgun formation, Hosworth is going to roll to his left. Here comes the pressure from the Mustang defense. Hosworth's going to take it himself and get upended as he picks up enough yardage from the first down. He was hit hard there, this time by number 7, Richard Kick. However, the Panthers were able to pick up the first down. Pistol formation. Low snap. Hosworth is now getting forced out of the pocket again, and this time he's sacked by Weaver. When Weaver stripped the ball, however, it looks like his running back Glover was able to jump on it, retain possession, but a big loss and a timeout on the field. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd down and about 15 situation here for the Panthers. As we are under 2 minutes to go with 1:38 left in the first half. Empty back formation. Hosworth back to throw, and here comes Dunlap. He barely misses him, but forces him into the arms of the senior, number 55, Rashad Lawrence. Another huge play by the senior defensive lineman. And that will force a 4th down and long situation here. So another timeout on the field as the Mustangs are looking to conserve that clock and maybe get another shot at a score here with 1:31 to go here in the first half. Mustangs showing pressure here on the punter and nearly get a hand on it as they got good pressure. Richard Kick will call the fair catch, and the Mustangs will take over from about their 40-yard line with 1:24 to go. Trips right, shotgun. Whitney looking to throw. He is now forced out of the pocket. He's going to be taken down for a sack on the play. That's going to be number 44 for the Panthers, Brunn, with the sack. Whitney was trying to give his receivers enough time to get downfield, and then the pocket broke down. He might think of just throwing that ball away next time to save some time on the clock. Man in motion into a trips. Ooh, that looked interesting, as there was a penalty on the play. It looked like the Mustangs were going to set up a potential lateral pass to the man in motion, Jackson Fisher. Of course, he has run the ball from that play. He has thrown it, and it looked like he was going to receive a pass and perhaps another double pass on the play. Perhaps we'll see that later on in this game or later on this season. Mustangs come out in a 4-receiver set this time. Whitney back to pass. He throws it to the left, and And that ball is knocked away from Kian Tofigi. Number 8, McGowan, knocked that one away from Tofigi. Pistol formation. This time Whitney just hands the ball off to Cage Gagan. Cage is unable to get past the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard or two on the play. Timeout now for the Panthers. They are looking to potentially get on the board here with just under a minute to go. 4th down and long. So the Mustangs, instead of trying to run it out, were aggressive, and now the Panthers are looking to get an opportunity to potentially get some points on before halftime. Good roll on the punt by Southie. Will roll all the way inside the 30-yard line, where the Panthers will take over with 42.3 seconds. Trips right, empty back formation. Hosworth throws it over the middle and completes it to Smith, only good for a few yards before David Bogdanovich throws him down to the ground. Mustangs will let them dink and dunk all they want on this drive. With that amount of time left, it's going to be hard to score when you're gaining only a couple yards of play. 34.5 seconds. Yeah, the Mustangs are definitely looking to have them dink and dunk. Again, empty back, trips right formation. Hosworth is looking to throw it deep down the left-hand side into a ton of coverage. There was a penalty on the play. I don't know about that one, as they are going to call the Mustangs for pass interference. Coach Ray Lee is definitely not happy with that call. I didn't see any contact before the ball got there. Empty back, trips right formation, a 5-receiver set for the Panthers. Hosworth is looking, can't find anything downfield, will take it himself. Is taken down by Weaver after a first down. However, there was a hold on the play. That's what gave him that much time to look for a receiver initially before taking off. Again, Coach Ray Lee instructing his defensive backs to not let anyone get past him. 5-receiver, no back formation for the Panthers. Hosworth looking to throw, and they're not going to get the ball off in time, and that will take us to halftime as the Mustangs lead the Panthers 14-0. Tonight's trivia question brought to you by Skechers is, what former Peninsula Panther football player was a USC football team captain? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School football players group page. First person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of Skechers. And now let's go down to the field for a special ceremony.
We honor these alumni as they are inducted into the Maricosta Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2019 Hall of Fame inductees. First up, Mark Fish, class of 1983. This inductee to the Hall of Fame is a friend, a retired Air Force colonel, test pilot, school graduate, and senior systems engineer. While on active duty, Colonel Mark Fish earned the Department of Defense's top certifications in program management and test and evaluation. As a junior officer, he served instructing new pilots, and then as an operational flight pilot. Now with Raytheon, Mark serves as a chief test pilot, leading their FAA safety management system. Let's have a round of applause for Colonel Mark Fish. Next, we have Coach Ernie Woods, class of 1957. Few people know that Ernie Wood scored the first ever basket in the Carl Fisher Gymnasium back in 1953. He went on to become the winningest coach in the history of Washington State Community College basketball and received the Coach of the Year honors 7 times. A former consultant and scout for various NBA and WNBA teams, he is also the founder and chief architect of the world's most in-depth online look into the proven basketball strategies, HoopTactics.com. Let's give it up for Ernie Woods. Lastly, we have Dennis Jarvis, class of 1977. Few people embody the true surfing spirit of the South Bay like Dennis Jarvis. Founder of Spider Surfboards, he's a world-renowned surfboard shaper who at the height of production was producing between 12 and 15,000 boards per year. Recruited by directors Catherine Bigelow and James Cameron to be the technical advisor on the feature film Point Break, he taught Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, and the cast to surf right here in Hermosa. A huge supporter of Miracosta Surf Team, we welcome Dennis Jarvis to the Miracosta Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all our 2019 Hall of Fame inductees.
Welcome back, fans. I'd like to congratulate this year's class of the Miracosta Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame. The Mustangs are dominating the Panthers so far this contest as they have a 14-0 halftime lead. The Mustang passing attack was quite impressive so far to start this contest, as Sam Whitney has 2 touchdown passes, one to Cale Marsh and one to Jackson Fisher, as well as Jackson Fisher was able to complete a nice pass on a trick play to number 11 Kian Tofigi, who just refused to get tackled on the play. So the Mustangs will start off with possession here in the third quarter, as the kick is a high but short kick taken about the 9-yard line here by Jackson Fisher, and he will get up past the 26 to about the 27, where the Mustangs will begin their first possession of the second half. Coach Morrow is definitely pleased with the Mustangs' performance coming off of that loss last week at Palos Verdes. 4 receiver set. Whitney fakes the handoff to Carlisle and hits number 11 Kian Tofigi for about 7 yards on the play.
9 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 1.
As we see Miracosta Athletic Director Glenn Marks walk by on the sideline. Sam Whitney again throws the ball over the middle, this time to Thomas Southey, who again makes the first man miss, picks up a couple extra yards on the play, and enough for the Mustang first down. Trips left shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the middle, and he has a man in stride. That's number 32, Cale Marsh, in for the touchdown, his second of the night. The first touchdown of the night for Cale. He was open by about 10, almost 15 yards. This one, The coverage was a lot tighter, so Sam Whitney had to place the ball on the money, hit Cale in stride for the touchdown. Let's take another look at this play as we see that Sam Whitney once again gets great protection from his offensive line and has enough time to just wait and allow his speedy receiver to break free, and then Whitney's accuracy hitting Marsh on the run enables the Mustangs to start fast here in the second half. Again, the sophomore sensation has been putting up big numbers all season for the Mustang offense, as Thomas Southey kicks through the extra point and extends the Mustangs' lead to 21-0 with 10 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. This time it's a very high but short kick taken about the 15-yard line by Glover. Glover's still on his feet and is pushing forward. A whole scrum of players gets past the 35 to about the 36-yard line, where the Panthers will start their first possession of the second half. Pistol formation, Hosworth fakes the handoff. He's going deep down the middle, and the closest person to that ball was number 7, Richard Kick. That was nowhere near the offensive player on that play, as Coach Ray Lee signals in his defense. Trips right. 5 receivers set. Empty back formation. Hosworth looking to pass. He's now forced out of the pocket, getting good yardage on a broken play. Will set up a 3rd and about 3 situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Hosworth's going to hand the ball up the middle to Punsalon, and he's not going to get much on the carry before he's taken down by Bogdanovich and Weaver. Good job by the Mustang defense reading that play. However, he did pick up enough yardage to pick up that first down. Pistol formation, Hosworth takes the snap. He's going to hand it off again to Punsalon, and this time he gets a nice run up the middle before he's taken down by a herd of Mustangs. And on that tackle was McDonald and Tavai. Big run there by the Panthers. One of their nicest runs of the evening. We have trips left, pistol formation. Hosworth is going to hand the ball off again to Punsalon. Makes the first man miss. Will pick up about 5 yards on the carry before he's taken down by number 14, Jaden McDonald. McDonald's had a huge season so far on defense for the Mustangs. Pistol formation. Man in motion from right to left. Hosworth back to pass. He's going to throw it to the outside and complete it to his right to Smith. Nice play there by the Panthers to pick up another first down on this drive. This has definitely been the best drive of the evening for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Hosworth is going to fake the handoff this time and roll to his right, throw to his right, and he has himself a touchdown to number 16, Anthony Rosado. Great job there by the Panther offense. Panthers made some halftime adjustments and came out on fire their first drive of. And Rhodes with the extra point. Joseph Rhodes, the junior kicker, is now set to kick off as the Panthers are on the board, cutting into that Mustang lead now. The ball is in the end zone. The referee is allowing Marsh to return that. That should have been a touchback, as balls are not allowed to be returned once they go into the end zone in high school. We saw that a lot last week at Palos Verdes. The officials allowing that to slide this week again. Trips right shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's setting up a running back screen to Carlisle, who was able to get a few yards. Nice play by the Peninsula Panther defense there. However, Carlisle was able to pick up nice yardage. Panthers showing blitz. Whitney rolls to his right to avoid it, throws it deep. It's off the hands of the Panther defender, and Marsh nearly caught it off the bounce, and he could have walked into the end zone backwards because the defender was on the ground. However, he was not able to haul that one in. 4 receiver set. Mustangs in shotgun. Whitney appears to be audibleizing here. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his right, intended for Richard Kick. Incomplete. So that will bring up a 4th down. First big call of the evening for Coach Morrow on a 4th and short situation. Let's see what the Mustangs are going to do, and they're going to play it conservative and have Thomas Southey out in field goal formation. And he's going to punt that ball away, get a nice bounce off of that high snap. Good punt by Southey. Will get the ball into Panther territory. I'm surprised the Mustangs didn't come out in the offensive formation, at least shift, try to draw them off sides. However, Coach Morrow's playing it conservative here with a 14-point lead, as Posselon is able to get a couple yards on the carry, get near midfield, setting up a 2nd and 7 situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Hosworth fakes the handoff. He's throwing it deep down the middle, and well covered on the play is the receiver, covered by number 7, Richard Kick. There was no space in between Kick and that wide receiver for the Panthers. Couldn't even tell what number it was. He was so blanketed. Trips left, pistol formation. Hosworth is going to fake the handoff, throw it to his left to the middle receiver, and complete it to number 29 for the Panthers, Aguilero. Coach Rayleigh calling in his defense, looking to get a stop here on 4th down. Panthers are going for it with the ball in Mustang territory. Oh, they might not have been going for it, but they did draw the Mustang defensive line, Jagger Tavai, offside, so that will be enough for a 1st down. Not really sure if the Panthers were going to actually call a play or not on that, but they didn't have to, as they were able to draw the offsides call. Man in motion from right to left. Handoff goes up the middle to Polison. And he is met by the Mustang defense and thrown back. Number 63, Hank Dunlap, led that charge for the Mustangs.
3 yards on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Coach Rayleigh doesn't look too happy on the sideline there. Trying to get his defense fired up here and get a stop. Hosworth under center. He's going to hand the ball off to number 22, Posselon, and this time he's met at the line. Big play here for the Mustang defense, trying to regain some momentum as it's a 3rd and 5. Pistol formation. Hosworth fakes the handoff. He's throwing it deep down the middle. He has a man, and he has a touchdown to Brandon Smith. And now, all of a sudden, the Panther offense has come out in the second half with 2 impressive drives and 2 touchdown passes by Hosworth has made this now all of a sudden a game. Point after attempt by Rhodes is up high, straight, and good. So all of a sudden, the Mustangs lead the Panthers by 7 here as the third quarter winds down. Cale Marsh on the return for the Mustangs gets a nice block, and he's still on his feet, and a good return to about the 36-yard line. Of course, Cale Marsh had a kickoff return for a touchdown versus Paramount in the opening game of the season. Trips right, shotgun. Whitney is going to throw and complete it to Southey, who carries a defender an additional 5 yards to gain enough yardage for the first down. He was stopped short of the first down, but then he carried the defender an extra 5 yards and got enough yardage. First down, Mustangs, near midfield. Trips right, shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He is now forced out of the pocket, and then the pocket collapses on him, and he's going to be sacked by the Panthers' defensive line.
It's Whitney down to 19 Mustangs.
So the Panthers have definitely come out fired up this second half. Trips right, shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He throws it to his left, and that goes through the hands of number 16, Thomas Southey.
Brings up third down and 19.
A rare drop by the junior receiver kicker for the Mustangs. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side and just off the fingertips of number 32, Cale Marsh. So the Panthers hold the Mustangs to a 3 to hold the Mustangs here once again, second straight possession. Ball bounces off the Panthers. He gets a good bounce, a lucky bounce there by Jamal, off of Jamal Washington's face mask. Takes a good bounce. He picks it up on the one hop. Lucky play there by the Panthers. I thought that might have been a turnover in the works, as Rashad Lawrence tackles the running back once again behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Pistol formation. Mustangs showing blitz. Here comes the blitz by Thormasgard, and Hosworth is able to complete it where the blitzing man was coming from, the right side. Completed it to number 13, Luke Seymour, his tight end, and able to pick up a first down. Pistol formation. Hosworth this time hands the ball off to Paulson again, and Paulson is starting to pick up some yardage here in the second half. It's another nice run by the Panthers this quarter, setting up a second down and short situation. Pistol formation. Hosworth is going to hand the ball off up the middle again to Paulson. I believe he might have gotten enough yardage for the first down, and that will end the third quarter of play. Mustangs lead the Panthers 21-14. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is: what former Peninsula Panther football player was a USC football team captain? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School football players group page on Facebook. First person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. So the Panthers came up with a big third quarter. Mustangs started off very fast with a touchdown, but then the Panthers shut down the Mustang offense and outscored the Mustangs 14-7 in the third quarter. as the Panthers are still driving here to start the fourth. Mustang defense is looking to get a stop here. Second down and about 6 or 7 for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Osworth is going to fake the handoff and throw it out to his right, again completing it to his big tight end, his 6'3" tight end, Luke Seymour, the senior. Big target there for Osworth. Has made some big receptions so far this evening. Third and about 4. Mustangs showing blitz, and it looks like it's going to be another offsides call versus the Mustangs, so that's going to extend the drive on another offensive or offsides call versus the defense. Coach Morrow definitely not happy about that play, as the Panthers are now on the Mustang 35-yard line. Mustangs showing blitz. Paulson is able to make the first man miss before he's taken down by Bogdanovich. Looks like about 5 yards on the pickup for the senior running back, Ricardo Paulson. Man in motion from left to right. Again, the handoff goes up the middle. I believe that's number 24, Ryan Glover, on the carry for the Panthers. So that Panther offensive line is looking to blast some holes open as the Panthers are driving yet again this second half. And the handoff this time is going to be met right about the line of scrimmage. Handoff went to Glover, and he was taken down right at the line of scrimmage by the senior, Hank Dunlap. Mustangs looking to get a stop here as the Panthers are continuing to drive. Mustangs motioning that somebody might have been offsides. However, the officials didn't call it, and Osworth finds Brandon Smith into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. Huge play by the Panther offense. And here comes the kick. That's up high straight and good by Rhodes. So all of a sudden, after leading 21-0, the Panthers have scored 21 unanswered points to tie the Mustangs here in the fourth quarter. What looked like was going to be a blowout at the start of the third quarter, all of a sudden is a brand new game. Rhodes to kick off for the Panthers. It's a high end-over-ender taken at the 5-yard line, this time by Carlisle. Carlisle will work his way to about the Mustang 20-yard line, where the Mustangs will take over with 8 minutes and 40 seconds, needing to get some points on the board to win this game. Handoff goes to Carlisle, and he's able to gain about 3 yards on the play, setting up a 2nd and 3 situation. Shotgun formation. Whitney sets up the running back screen, this time on his left-hand side, and again, maybe picked up a yard or 2 on the play was Carlisle. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 5 situation here for the Mustangs, as the Mustang offense has stalled after that first drive in the third quarter. Man in motion from left to right into a trip stripe formation. The ball is thrown over the middle and completed to number 7, Richard Kick. I believe he got enough yardage for the Mustang first down. Huge first down there for the Mustangs, as it looks like Richard has a cramp here. Yeah, hopefully we'll see Richard Kick back out on the field as he gets off the field under his own power. 4 receiver set. Mustangs in shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the middle and incomplete. Ooh. Ball was nearly intercepted on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 situation here for the Mustangs, who are looking to get something going here in the 4th quarter. Trips right shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to the middle man on the trips formation. That's Fisher, who is very close to first down yardage. Let's see if the officials are going to give it to him or not. And it looks like he did get enough yardage for the first down. Probably by the nose of the football. It was that close. Tight 4-receiver set for the Mustangs. Whitney fakes the rollout, steps back, and throws it over the middle, intended for Marsh. Penalty flag on the play. In the area of a defensive hold pass interference, let's see what the officials are going to call as the referee confers and find out exactly what the penalty flag was all about. They're discussing it. It's never any good when the discussion lingers on. Let's see what the call is going to be. And it's going to be a personal foul versus Peninsula. I'm not exactly sure what the call was. It didn't look like it was a pass interference, rather a personal foul. So something went on there. Trips right shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left to Thomas Southey. He makes another nice move. And like I've been saying all season long, that first guy rarely gets Thomas Southey as he faked him out of his shoes almost, so to speak. And Thomas Southey picks up enough for the first down. That first guy, if he would have gotten him, Southey would have been short. But like I said, Thomas Southey with his nifty moves picks up that extra yardage and a key Mustang first down. Whitney back to pass. He's throwing it over the middle and completes it to a diving Jackson Fisher. Huge play by the senior wide receiver. Let's take another look at this play. Mustang offense is starting to get some momentum here as Jackson Fisher makes a very nice diving catch to set up the Mustangs first down and goal at about the 5-yard line. Tight 4-receiver set, man in motion into a trips right formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left to a wide open Thomas Southey. The defender on the play, Smith, was thinking Southey was going to cut it in, but Southey cut it out and he was wide open. About as wide open as you can get on a 5-yard touchdown pass. So the Mustangs rebound after giving up 21 straight points to score the touchdown on an impressive drive, which was aided by a Peninsula Panthers personal foul, and the Mustangs now take a 28-21 lead over the Panthers here in the 4th quarter. Thomas Southey set to kick off once again for the Mustangs. It's a high end over ender taken about the 4-yard line, this time by Brandon Smith. And Smith is going to be met and taken down inside the 20-yard line. Great job by the Mustang kickoff coverage team, as the Panthers will start off at their own 18-yard line with 5 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the contest. Osworth is going to hand the ball off again up the middle to Paulison, and this time he is taken down by Dunlap. Looks like no gain. The Panthers running attack was running smoothly all 3rd quarter. Hopefully the Mustangs defensive coordinator Ray Lee can make some adjustments and stop that running attack, as Osworth is forced out of the pocket and thrown down. He was able to gain a couple yards on the play to about the Panther 21-yard line, where it will be a 3rd and 7 situation here for the Panthers. Pistol formation. Osworth back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side, and that is intercepted by number 8, Bryce Carlisle, and the defense makes a huge play as the senior defensive back read that play perfectly. Let's take another look at this play here as Osworth fakes the handoff, and he looked to his left all the way after that fake, and number 8, Bryce Carlisle, read the quarterback's eyes and he was the only one making the play on that ball and gets a huge turnover for the Mustangs. Fisher in at quarterback. He fakes the handoff to Carlisle, takes it himself for about 20 yards to, looks like, the Panther 10-yard line. Great job there by Fisher on the quarterback keeper. 1st and goal Mustangs. Fisher still in at quarterback. He's going to take it himself again, and this time he's going to take it into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown. So Jackson Fisher with 30 rushing yards on that drive extends the Mustang lead as the Mustangs get that turnover by Bryce Carlisle, and then the Mustang offense converts it on 2 wildcat runs by number 2, Jackson Fisher. Southie in to kick the extra point. That's up high, straight, and good. So the Mustangs come up with a couple quick touchdowns to take a 35-21 lead over the Panthers. It looks like someone might have forgotten to pay the electric bill as the lights have gone out here at Waller Stadium. Mustangs lead the Panthers 35-21 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds as the Mustang officials are looking to get the lights back on here at Waller Stadium. The funny thing is, the last time the lights went out here at Waller Stadium that I can recall was back in my senior year in 1990, homecoming. And the irony was, it was versus Rolling Hills High School, which became Peninsula High School. And that happened during an extra point after we scored a touchdown versus Rolling Hills. So the lights are back on. We're back in live action. The Mustangs kick it off, and the ball is returned by Glover to about the Panther 25-yard line. So that was a flash from the past for me. Interesting that it was the same school, and the blackout occurred here almost 30 years later. Dunlap in and gets the sack versus Osworth. So the Mustang defense has gotten fired up after giving up 21 straight points, getting that turnover, and now a sack by the senior Dunlap, putting the pressure on the Panthers. Osworth back to pass. He is forced out of the pocket. He's going to try to get what he can, and get what he can is enough for the first down. Great run there by the senior Jack Osworth. Picked up about 11 yards when the play broke down. I thought he was going to go down for a sack, another sack, but able to pull it off. Trips left. 5 receiver set. Osworth is again forced out of the pocket, and this time he just throws it to the Mustang sideline. Good coverage again by number 8, Carlisle, on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Trips left. 5 receivers set. Osworth throws to his left, incomplete. Throws to his right, incomplete. Again, great coverage by the Mustang secondary. Panthers are coming out in that that empty back 5 receiver set again, forcing the Mustang defensive backs to cover an additional man, and that time the pass is completed over the middle, good for a Panther first down to Chris Jarin. So the Panthers are now in Mustang territory at the 48-yard line, trying to make something happen here in the fourth quarter. Pistol formation, Hosworth forced out of the pocket once again and is forced to throw it out of bounds. Try to save time on the clock and yardage. However, it looks like there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct call versus the Panthers. Things are getting a little chippy here late in the fourth quarter. Empty back formation, 5 receiver set. Hosworth looking for someone to break free. He's just going to take it himself and get about 5 yards that they lost on that penalty back. Pistol formation, Hosworth looking to throw. He again is forced out of the pocket and is running for his life. Throws it and completes it to number 11 again, Chris Jarin. Great job by Hosworth to find his receiver. What was third and forever is now 4th down and about 4 yards for the Panthers. Empty back, 5 receivers set. Hosworth looking to throw. He's going to take it himself, and he's going to get himself a first down and more. Still on his feet to the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Hosworth with an incredible run there on 4th down and 4. Not only picks up the first down, but gets the Panthers first and goal from about the 5-yard line. As the referee is coming over to discuss something with Coach Morrow, perhaps it's time on the clock or something. Coach Morrow is relaying the referee's request up to the press box. Should get action going here shortly. And here we go. Empty back formation. Hosworth again running for his life, and this time he's not going to get away as number 3, Luke Weaver, wraps him up. Hosworth ended up fumbling the ball out of bounds. The second forced fumble that Luke Weaver has caused while making a sack tonight. Luke Weaver's had a big game for the Mustangs on defense. Timeout on the field with 50.8 seconds to go. The Panthers are trailing by 14. They need to make something happen and happen fast. Pistol formation, Hosworth looking deep. He's looking end zone. The ball is tipped and knocked away by Bryce Carlisle. Great job there by Bryce. He nearly had his second interception of the evening. It appears that Bryce is cramping up a little bit. Richard Kick was cramping up and is back in the lineup for the Mustangs. Pistol formation, 4 receiver set for the Panthers. Hosworth back to pass, and again the pocket collapses and he is thrown down as he is throwing the ball. Similar situation happened last week with Sam Whitney, and they called a intentional grounding call, which I thought was ridiculous. No call on that one. Right play as Hosworth is going to the end zone. It looks like Carlisle might have his second interception of the night. Let's see. The official is calling touchdown. I can't even believe that one. Bryce is definitely not happy with that call. And here comes a penalty flag on the play. Yeah, Bryce definitely voiced his displeasure with that call, as he was the first person to gain possession, and then the Peninsula receiver latched on, and the official called touchdown instead of interception. Rhodes in to attempt the extra point. The snap is low. The holder picks it up. He's looking to throw it into the end zone and into the hands of number 14, Jaden McDonald. E-I-E-I-O. McDonald with the interception waves bye-bye to the Panthers as the Mustangs have a 35-27 lead with 27.4 seconds, and it's all come down to this onside kick attempt, and the play is blown dead. Penalty, I believe, on the play, or a timeout was called on the play, rather. So with 27.4 seconds, Coach Morrow is instructing his hands team what he wants them to do, and what he wants them to do is recover that onside kick. So again, the game comes down to this play. If the Mustangs recover, it is over. If Peninsula recovers, they still have life. And here comes the onside kick. It touches a Peninsula Panther before it goes 10 yards. That will do it. The Mustangs will hold on. Peninsula pleading that the penalty be against the Mustangs, but it's not, as that ball touched a Panther player before it went 10 yards. So the Mustangs will take over here, and all they have to do is pretty much one more snap. Should just about do it. Mustangs in victory formation, my favorite formation. And the ball is snapped. Whitney downs the ball. Coach Rayleigh comes out to congratulate the Mustangs as they even up their Bay League record at 1-1. The Mustangs started off fast here tonight, leading 21-0 in the third quarter, but then the Panthers came back with 21 straight points to tie it up. Then the Mustang defense had a huge interception by Bryce Carlisle, and the offense was able to score 2 touchdowns to take a commanding 35-21 lead, and the Panthers just was unable to finish it off, only scoring 6 more points. So the Mustangs will go to 1-1 in Bay League. The Panthers are 1-1 in Bay League, and up next, the Mustangs head to Losinger to take on the Olympians. See you next week. Can you talk about the Mustang defense tonight?
It was a good bounce back from last week. This is my boy Cal Marsh, great on offense. Good shit. Pretty much, yeah, we started off nice, except we were on the field so much. It was nice that we stayed in the game, especially when that call back up. We just kept going, and we pulled it out at the end.
Can you talk about tonight's performance?
I honestly thought our offense was able to drive the ball really well. I appreciate every single one of us being able to push our jobs and able to execute cleanly. We may have made our mistakes, but we were able to really catch up and really push for the win.
It was, I think, definitely some things to work on for next week. We beat ourselves a little bit, but on the highlights, that was us at our fullest potential right there. We executed on offense. We were doing a lot of good things, and a lot of things we can work on though for sure.
I mean, we know that as defensive back-wise and coverage-wise, we knew the game was going to come to us. So, I mean, I saw the ball in the air. We had to make plays on the ball, so that's what we did and put our team in a good situation.
Can you talk about how the Mustangs were able to come back after last week's game?
They talked about it all practice to just get better from last week and improve on some of the areas that we felt hurt us last week, and I think we did this week, and it resulted in a win.